I'm not exactly sure what this message is. I think it's about just being nice, which I think is always a good message, right? And we do forget at times, especially when we're cranky, right? We're like, oh, except when we're angry. But, overall, hopefully the majority of your life, you are loving yourself. You're aiming to be kind and gentle on yourself so that you can offer that to others as well. And I have found that it's like, some of us who have been through some stuff where we didn't feel that kindness or that love or that care. It is like we want to offer it that much more because we know what it feels like not to receive that. But there's always that fine line and balance, right? It is that balance within oneself we must all find, because then you can quickly get trampled over, which has happened to me many a times, right? Even by friends who, we'll talk about that in a minute, but another thing to talk about it. It's like that, sometimes when people try to humiliate you or put you down or step on you, and they know you, so they're doing it intentionally, it is usually because they're intimidated by you, ironically enough. Because they want to keep you down, they want to keep you small, because they can see your potential. They can see how well you can do. So they want to keep kicking you while you're down to keep you down. Which is sad when you call them friends or you call them family or you call them, So I get that. I don't know if somebody's experiencing that I think that was a big part of this message they wanted me to get out, to encourage you to keep being you and be kind and be your authentic self and love yourself, but honor yourself and stand up for yourself and do not stay and tolerate said behavior. And yet also recognize that the truth is, a lot of times when that's happening, it's for a number of reasons, but one of them can be because they are intimidated by you, because they can see your light. They can see your potential. They can see how well and how you could potentially surpass them, in which case they'll die. They want to keep you down there because they're where they're at due to their ego from doing exactly that, stepping on others. And then that's why they usually eventually crumble. So you don't want to take a page from their book. You want to learn from their behavior, right? And I've many a times have allowed, even like I said, friends to do things that they knew they shouldn't have been doing. And I knew they shouldn't have either. They shouldn't have asked me to do this or that or behaved in certain ways. And sometimes I get the guidance to go ahead and do it because it's my never mind. I don't have my ego in the way. I'm happy to do it. It was more of a test for them, how they were going to behave or treat, and to see how they're behaving and how they're treating me. It's always, we're only in competition with ourselves. So it's like we have to honor ourselves and recognize all these dynamics, and learn from them. Don't be like them. Keep telling yourself the right thing, love yourself, and surround yourself by others who truly love you, who aren't using you as a punching bag or trying to step on you, who don't believe in you or don't think you'll ever be anything or get anywhere. I mean, when you're surrounded by that, no, you're not. You're not going to get anywhere or be anything because they're constantly telling you won't and implying you won't and stepping on you and treating you less than. And so it's challenging to get up out of the mud that way. So do yourself a favor and release yourself from that mud so you can start to heal and be you and start to shine again. But remember, and don't go back, right? And it's not, you won't be like them. You won't step on people on your way up and you won't treat people poorly. But you also know better than to bring people back in that's who they are. You saw their true colors. And that doesn't mean that people can't change, but they can change on somebody else's dime, right? They can test it out on others. You don't need to retest that. You've already experienced who they are and how they treat others. And you don't have time for that, right? Like, you've already learned that lesson there. I feel like there was something else along these lines. It's the idea of, too, like, they're giving me that feeling. It's like, it's nothing to be, it's like, this is when some people will get bitter or revengeful or that kind of thing. And it's like, don't do that to yourself, because then you are playing their game. Then you are playing into that. Just see them for who they are. And quite frankly, if you can really see them for who they are, it's sad, right? Doesn't that make you sad? Like, somebody who hates themselves so much and thinks so little of themselves that they know that if they see anything shiny or anything that has potential, they have to step on it. They have to treat it poorly. They have to punch it down. They can't let that get up. No, not on their watch. Because they're telling themselves that they're no good. They got to where they're at by stealing, taking, climbing, clawing. And that's the only way they'll survive up there, is if they continue that rhetoric. All of that's lies. You don't want to participate in that. And you can have empathy and sympathy and compassion for them, like Jiminy Crickets, right? Like, they're really screaming demons in there. And so this is the idea of, like, you don't need to get near them, right? You don't need to participate. You don't need to, but you can have compassion in recognizing they got some serious shit going on, and I don't need to look into it. I don't need to help them out. I don't need to take it from them. I don't need to, nothing. You can just go along, recognize it for what it is, and keep on moving. So don't get bitter, or don't, I don't even know how you would seek revenge, right? Like, I don't even understand that concept. It's such a waste of time and energy, right? Like, that's the whole point. If you're loving you, you won't spend time, what is that, scheming, plotting, and planning. That's what that is. What's the point of that? To get your lick back? Well, then you're on the same footing. So then you're just playing for tick for tat, right? Then you kids are just a bunch of kids in the playground. Yeah. They're showing quite a few things. What was the thing you showed me earlier? I knew I should have recorded that right after. There was a vision that was going on, and they just flashed me a thing of pink, just like a little picture of it, and there was pink in it. But I forget. It was one that was just rolling. Like, as soon as it would not crystallize, but it would become clear. It was like, oh, I think I can see it. It's like, as soon as I thought I could see it, it would roll right into the next image. So I was like, fuck. But I was able to gather some things, and I don't know what happened. I guess I got busy or something. I don't know. Shoot, sorry. I actually totally forgot about that until they just flashed it now, which makes me think that it had something to do with why they're having me record this. Sorry, I'm just trying to recall, and I can't. I want to say a lake in pink. Oh God, I don't know. That's all I can see. It's like, it was like water. It was like by a lake, and I mean, I was gonna say it could have been a woman in pink or wearing pink, or it could have just been pink sand that I thought, maybe it was the sand I thought was pink. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how this all ties together. Interesting, though. Somebody else had mentioned Detroit today. And Italians. And the mafia. Oh, God. I can't keep up with it lately. I am literally just sitting here thinking, like literally they're rolling in my mind a dozen stories that I haven't put out and things they had. This really takes a lot out of me. It really does. I'm going to have to come back on. I think there's a lot more that I'm supposed to be getting out. Jiminy crickets. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.